Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for December 8th, 2014. It's a Monday, and it looks like we're going to be dealing with one impressive nor'easter for the middle of this week, starting tonight on through Thursday morning. So let's get down to the basics here. First of all, we have temperatures ranging from the mid to upper teens over the interior, upper teens to lower 20s over the western suburbs, and upper 20s to lower 30s along the coast. We clearly have high pressure and control with clear skies and winds coming in from the north at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. On the latest surface map, you clearly have high pressure in place. 1046 is pretty strong. That high pressure system, though, is exiting out into the Atlantic, which means warm air will be able to build back into the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area just ahead of our major storm. That means pretty much rain for much of the region, which is good news because it looks like we're going to see anywhere from 3 to 4 inches of rain. Even at a 1 to 8 ratio, that would have been a heck of a snowstorm, but we're not there yet with the weather pattern, so don't worry. Now, the storm is going to be associated with this part here and this part here. We can see that better on the water vapor satellite picture, which I'm going to show you, but it has nothing to do with this low pressure system here. So this low pressure system is exiting out. We're going to get a new wave of low pressure developing off the North Carolina coast tonight, and that low pressure system will create all sorts of havoc as we head into tomorrow morning. On the latest radar, you can see we are high and dry here. Here's the beginning development of our storm, right here with these showers. We have a very active subtropical jet stream, and I'm going to show you that very clearly on the water vapor satellite picture. Here's our subtropical jet stream. We also have a connection out here in the Pacific that's starting to become established. This disturbance here and this disturbance here are going to interact and develop an area of low pressure off the North Carolina coast. That low pressure system will slowly meander up the coast as an upper level low develops over the storm, leading to very heavy rainfall, gradually changing over to snow, even down to the coastal plain, but no significant accumulations expected in the major cities, aside from maybe a trace to an inch of snow via snow showers on Wednesday and Thursday morning. On the infrared satellite picture, we can clearly see scattered cloud cover for the most part. Not too bad, but you can see these disturbances all starting to head towards the east coast. You can see the lifting involved with these disturbances, with cloud tops getting much colder over the Tennessee River Valley. So let's take a look at the latest model guidance using the European model guidance. And it looks like the European model guidance has really scored a coup here. Really doing an excellent job with the model guidance. I was kind of doubting the European as far as the intensity of the storm, but it looks like it is going to verify based on the observations we were seeing this morning. So again, for today, our high pressure system starts to exit. Basically looking for increasing clouds throughout the day, lower to mid 30s over the interior, mid to upper 30s along the coast for highs. For tomorrow, our storm rapidly develops along the North Carolina coast and lifts up towards the New Jersey coastal waters, and then doesn't move all that much for the next 24 hours. Look for very heavy rainfall. Temperatures on Tuesday will range from the upper 20s to lower 30s over the interior, lower to mid 30s along the coast for lows. High temperatures in the mid to upper 30s over the interior, lower to mid 40s along the coast. And in far northeastern Pennsylvania, those temperatures are more likely going to be around 32 to 35 degrees, just cold enough to support accumulating snowfall. As you can see, our low pressure system doesn't move all that much by the time we get to Wednesday night. Periods of rain will continue and then start to transition over to scattered snow showers. Wednesday, temperatures will range from the lower to mid 30s for lows throughout the region, high temperatures in the upper 30s to lower 40s, and then this storm and the upper level low associated with it pretty much just sits right over the northern mid-Atlantic and the northeast for the rest of the week into this upcoming weekend, keeping the threat for widely scattered snow showers in the forecast throughout the period. I'm also going to go below the GFS MOS guidance for this period, as I think that it's just going to be colder and more unsettled. So I'm looking for low temperatures in the mid to upper 20s for lows throughout the entire Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area. High temperatures in the upper 30s to lower 40s throughout the region, possibly pushing the mid 40s by the time we get into Sunday. That is your forecast discussion the general forecast discussion, but let me show you the impact map real quickly here. Now again, in this green shade, pretty much what we're looking at is very heavy rainfall starting at 3 a.m. Tuesday, continuing on through 3 a.m. Wednesday, looking for 3 to 4 inches of rain. That's pretty impressive. Now from 3 a.m. Wednesday on through 8 a.m. Thursday, that's when we'll have the threat for snow showers. Accumulation of a trace to an inch. The primary impacts here are going to be flash flooding due to heavy rain, major coastal flooding, and wind damage with wind gusts over 60 miles per hour. So the coastal regions have to prepare really for coastal flooding, heavy rain, and wind damage. As you head a little bit further into the interior, then we're dealing with rain mixing over to snow a little bit faster. Again, heavy rain 5 a.m. Tuesday through 11 p.m. Tuesday. Then from 12 a.m. Wednesday to 8 a.m. Thursday, look for snow showers and light to moderate snow. Looking at 2.5 to 3 inches of rain, possibly a trace of sleet and freezing rain here, and then 1 to 3 inches of snow. Flash flooding is going to be your primary impact once again. Over far northwestern New Jersey, this is where things start to get a little bit more icy. We're looking at rain starting and then changing over to sleet and freezing rain and then snow with moderate snowfall accumulations possible. 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. will be the heavy rain. From 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Tuesday, I'm looking for a wintry mix. And from 9 p.m. Tuesday to 8 a.m. Thursday, snow showers. 1 to 2 inches of rain expected, possibly up to 1/10 of an inch of ice, and then 3 to 6 inches of snow on top of that. That's going to be a heavy wet snow at that, so we're going to have to watch that. And then far northern interior, now we're getting into northeastern Pennsylvania, we're looking at basically the same setup, just a faster transition to snow. So a 1/2 inch to 1 inch of rain, up to 1/10 of an inch of ice, and then 6 to 12 inches of snow will be possible with very poor driving conditions expected. And then in the far northern interior, we're talking about Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, and as you head up towards the Mohawk River Valley towards Albany, looking at anywhere from 1/4 to 1/2 inch of rain, because the rain goes over to snow much faster, and over 1 foot of snow will be possible in these locations. Now, the forecast, especially for the snow, is rather volatile depending on the changeover and the amount of snow ratio that we're dealing with. But the overall theme here is that very heavy rains coming towards the coast with flash flooding concerns and coastal flooding concerns, and heavy wet snow is on the way for the interior. That is your forecast discussion for today. Of course, I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. Follow the latest weather information at nynjpaweather.com and nynjpaweather on Twitter, Facebook, Google+, and LinkedIn. Have a wonderful day, and as always, stay safe out there.